Welcome
Welcome,
back
welcome back, guys. It's episode 2.
of Casual Kura.
Kura, yes. So this episode, we thought we would dive deep into
Deep.
really deep into I don't know, just being Nepali and how our upbringings are. Being a Nepali, like how I don't know, like growing up, how was it in Nepal for you,
hmm
or like in America when you grew up? Like, what are our teachings from our parents and
hmm
all of that sad jazz?
Yes, all of that very, very deep, bringing up our childhood
Yes, yes.
experiences with all
Hmm.
of this.
Hmm.
So, I mean, we mentioned in the first episode, me and Richa are very similar, but we're also very different in the sense that she spent more time in Nepal than I did because I
Hmm.
moved here when I was 2 years old. So a lot of my childhood was very much in America, American preschool, American middle school. Like I mentioned in the earlier episode, English was basically my first language. Whereas Richa, you came here when you were what,
Yeah.
8?
I came here when I was 13.
13.
Yeah, so I was like in 8th grade back in Nepal and I continued my high school. Yeah, in New York. Yep.
Yeah, so a lot of your early life was
Yeah,
in
has
Nepal.
been in Nepal. Yeah.
And how was that?
So I am from Pokhara, Nepal. Um, I think I went to dorm basically my whole childhood. I think so. Since first grade, I like went to a private school. I went to St. Mary's, if you guys know. So yeah, I went to St. Mary's and it was kind of far from my
Mm-hmm.
place. I did, I think the first year from home, it was like a very hectic travel, and my mom thought, I think it's best if I like dormed near the school, and I think that would be like less stressful for me. And the school, I like, I went to this neighborhood high school to like to St. Mary's. If you guys know, St. Mary's is like one of the kind of like top schools, and you had
Okay,
to like,
period. She's
yeah, it's
smart.
like a very I don't know. There's like a like when you in Nepal, like you really don't have to take like any kind of test when you go to school, but that school you had to like take a test, like entry level test to get into the school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Humble
a
brag.
very I think it's like a definitely a level up for me. So I was like really struggling with my studies to catch up with the other kids. So my mom thought like, okay, dorming is the best idea because it's like close to the school, and like the tuition teachers and everybody is just gonna be
Mm-hmm.
like by beside of me, and then it would be easier for me. So that's I think her thought behind like to put me in dorms. So yeah, so basically like from first grade to like 8th grade, I basically dormed, like the hostel life, you guys know. Yeah, what else? And yeah, St. Mary's is like an all girl school, so that's like a
Oh
big
wow.
factor. Yeah.
That's so crazy. I can't imagine going to an all girls school. How is that like just being surrounded by girls? And how did that okay, this is a very like I'm just gonna hop right
Uh-huh,
into
uh-huh,
it.
uh-huh.
How did going to an all girls school impact the way you interacted with guys? I mean, you
Oh
were
my
you were
god.
there from a very young age, so
Yes. I don't know. I think in like Nepalese society, like I don't know, like interacting as being a woman, interacting with a guy is like a very I don't know, people judge you in a
they
way.
really
Like,
I think they like
yeah.
really watch how you move towards them, and then
Yeah.
they will make
Yeah.
comments if they
Yeah. So I think as growing up, we're very conscious about I don't know, guys in general, and me going to a girls' school, not being around a lot of guys. So when I came to like America and
Mhm.
like getting into the co-ed school and
Mhm.
being around a lot of guys, like I just like thought guys are like just different, like they're like
Yeah.
aliens. Like how
Yeah.
do I talk to them? How do I interact with
Yeah.
them? Like that, like the whole thing. I think it was like a learning process for me.
I
Yeah.
100%. And honestly, as someone who went just into co-ed since the
Mm-hmm.
get-go,
Uh huh.
even with me, guys were just like this completely
Uh huh.
different
Yeah, you
different
had that experience earlier
I
on
did, yeah,
compared
and
to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I think we're very like we had the same experiences in the sense that like to even approaching guys in my even growing
Mhm.
up in co-ed
Mhm.
schools was awkward for me. But I think with me it was because I think it's a cultural thing. I think it is a cultural
It,
thing,
it is.
and my parents, especially my mom, she teases a lot. And whenever I would like say hi to a boy, even when I was
Mm-hmm,
younger, she'd be
mm-hmm.
like, "Who is that? Like, why are you talking to a boy? Like, who is that? Is that your boyfriend?" Oh, and I hated it. And so I just never interacted with guys. I think
Yeah, well, I don't know why they don't just treat guys as like an individual and just like
right.
just like a girlfriend you have at home, or like
Yeah.
like
But
yeah,
like
he's just a friend or she's just a friend, like
yeah.
like
But
why there's like a
yeah.
differentiation? Why do you have to connotate that relationship? Like,
I think it has a lot to do with this. Well, first of all, I think in my parents' mind, like a guy friend, what even is that? Is in
yeah.
their head, there's
Mm-hmm,
like,
mm-hmm.
is he your boyfriend then? Like it's like girls and guys can't be friends almost.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, which is why I think the teasing would come from that.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. I think a lot of it is like if you're talking to a guy, it must be something more.
Mm-hmm.
you know
Yeah.
you guys must be trying to date,
Mm-hmm,
or
mm-hmm,
it's
mm-hmm.
like the same thing if you have a boyfriend. Like I don't think
Yeah.
our parents believe in casual dating. They're like, are you gonna is this serious? Are you gonna marry this
Mm-hmm.
guy?
I remember it's like super hardcore in Nepal. Like back in the time when I was growing up, maybe now it's like more westernized and people are okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think like it is getting modernized, and I think it's getting more okay than when I used to grow up. Like
Yeah.
if like my friend had a boyfriend or had a thing with a guy, like the whole school would judge her.
Oh
Like,
my
oh, she's like
gosh.
that kind of girl. Like,
Ugh.
like,
Yeah.
and like, oh, having a boyfriend is such a normal thing, y'all.
Yeah, I agree, and it's always worse for the girl than it is for the guy,
Yeah,
to
it
be
is. It is
honest.
definitely.
Yeah. Anyways, we diverted from your experience in an all girls school.
Yeah.
What was that
Um,
like?
I don't know. I think I was thriving in my old school, and
Mm-hmm.
coming to St. Mary's, it was just like a new environment for me,
Mm-hmm.
and just being away from the family.
Yeah.
It was just like too much for me. But
Yeah.
I mean, I found my ground, I found my people later on, but it's a very unique experience. Like to be dormed in that age, like
Yeah, it's
I
really
think being
young.
away from family, like you have to protect yourself. You have to like like you have to build that, like you have to be a bully,
Yeah.
or like no, or else
Yeah.
everybody else is gonna bully you. Like
Yeah.
you have to have that like I don't know, strong face, like
Yeah.
so nobody can like mess with
But
you.
that's a good skill to have. You
Yeah,
were
but
just
I
really
I don't know
thrust
if
into it.
it is a good thing, but I don't know if it's, I don't know, we're just kids, I think it's the
Yeah.
time to just like I'm protected, I'm safe, I'm
Yeah.
like I think as a kid, I think that's how you should
You need your
be.
support group.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
I mean it might sound bad, but like that's how it is, like that's how the world is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I feel like I don't know, protect myself from
Mhm.
like, and it's rough on those. I don't know if you guys have experienced the hostel life, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of fights, a lot
Did
of
you get into any
drama.
fights?
I It's
Be
like vivid
honest.
memory, but I definitely got in fight. I remember I am like like see now I'm not that kind of aggressive person, like,
No,
but
not at all.
at that time I was like fighting with this girl, like with her hair, like
Seriously?
yeah, she grabbing my hair, I'm grabbing her
I
hair.
did not
Yeah.
know this. Wait, what?
Yeah, we're like fighting.
Oh my, what started this?
I
Now
don't
I'm
remember.
curious.
It's like all vivid memories, but it used to be intense.
Oh my goodness gracious, Richa, what?
Yeah,
I had no idea. You did not give off that fighting energy at
I
all.
know. I think after I came here, I just became more, I don't know, calmer. Yeah, it's
That's
a
so interesting.
weird I don't, maybe I wanted to like, like fix that about me, like when I got here.
Mm,
Maybe I wanted to like, switch that up. Like I
that is so
yeah.
interesting.
I had like, I remember I have like a two-faced kind of personality. Like in school, I am this like shy kid who like barely talks to anybody. I like literally had just one friend in my class.
Mm.
Um and that friend, like I'm still friend with. Like
Yeah.
I went to in last episode I said I went to with a childhood friend to
Oh,
that
uh-huh,
trip. So
yes.
it was her. So it was just her and me on the lunch break. Like yeah,
Okay.
so I'm like that kind of kid in school, but when
Mhm.
I go to the dorm, like I think it's just the environment that forces you to like change.
Wow.
I'm like, so like there were few like people who came to hostel just for tuition. So they would come for evening tuitions and go back home.
Mhm.
And they would like see me like, are you the same person like in
No,
school?
you had a reputation?
Um, I'm like a very shy person. Like nobody would even like notice me. I guess
Uh-huh.
like I'm a very like quiet person in school. Like when I come to like the hostel, then it like completely changed. Like I mean, I'm more open. I'm talking. I'm like fighting with people.
Oh
Like
my
yeah.
gosh. What?
I mean, it's real. It's real. You have to, or else you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's all like
that.
survival.
Oh my God,
Yeah, it's
no.
crazy. What does those hostel? But I mean, I like later on found my people. I got bullied by a lot of people, and
You
I like later on found my people. I had
Okay,
like
that's good.
yeah, very close people. Like our humor match. We would just like. I had this girl who she's like a young 1 year younger batch, and
Mhm.
her name is I shouldn't say the name. Um,
Let's call her Molly.
yeah, Molly. Yes. So Molly, she's always top the class. Like she's
Mhm.
like and on during the exam days, like we used to always like talk,
Mhm.
talk. Like we should be studying, right?
Yeah.
But she would always ace the class, and then me, I would be like
Oh
borderline,
my
like
gosh. No.
yeah. But I mean, like I don't know. Hostel life is um. I guess you found your connection, like like
Yeah.
yeah,
You find your community after a
yeah,
certain
yeah,
time.
yeah,
It
yeah.
might take time, but they're there.
Yes, I mean there are good memories and there are a few bad memories, but
Yeah.
I mean it is what it is. I lived that dorm life at such a young age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think that was like most of my Nepal experience, like when
mhm.
growing up, like and I would go back home in like longer vacations like Dasai and Tihar.
Mhm.
So yeah, like that's like my Nepal
Wow. Oh my
experience
God.
growing up.
No, I cannot imagine staying in a hostel that young, in a dormitory that young.
I know.
That's
It's like
such an
a yeah,
experience.
yeah, yeah.
Even when I dormed in college, that in itself, I was a teenager, but that was still hard for me. I think that was develops life skills,
It does. It does.
No, but that's completely different from me.
Yes, go ahead. Tell us
Yeah,
your experience.
I moved very young, two
Mhm.
years old, basically
Mhm.
fresh out the womb. Came to America.
Do you
Um,
even remember the plane ride?
no, but my mom did tell me that I threw up because
Oh,
I
okay,
ate too
okay,
much
okay. Mhm.
oranges or something like that. But it's actually an interesting story how we came. So my parents won the U.S. lottery visa,
Mhm.
so it was like a little bit. It was like a chance of luck,
Uh-huh.
And then we came here and I went to preschool here, I went to
Mhm.
kindergarten here. Very much, I just was straight into American culture. Like I
Mhm.
grew up
Mhm.
here, and
Mhm. Mhm.
I think I compared to Richa, I think I'm more Americanized,
Uh-huh,
is
uh-huh.
what my family says, because I think culture wise, I'm very assimilated to here.
Mhm.
But I would visit. I remember visiting a lot during my childhood because my family and we would go every summer, if not every other summer. Um, and it was nice. I think it was very interesting. I'll never forget this one memory that I had when I was maybe in kindergarten, first grade,
Uh-huh.
where I think it was the first moment where I was like, wait a minute, this is a cultural impact sort of situation. And I was like in the classroom, and I was trying to tell my classmate that I saw a commercial
Mhm.
about, I don't remember what it was about. It was such a long time ago. And I didn't know the word for advertisement in English.
Uh-huh.
And I guess English wasn't my first language then, because I was still missing words, but that was when I was like, "Oh wait, I'm living two lives." Like, you know what I mean? And it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
moments like that. But no, I think a lot of my childhood was very much American
American.
focused,
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I think like I had two personalities. I think when you come home you get that
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Niwayo Nepali
yeah,
experience, and then when you go to school, like now you have to
yeah,
adapt to this whole new world.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And this might be really random, but I was thinking about it, and I think that the way we were raised, or even
Uh-huh.
like even the shows we watched or the
Yeah.
movies we would
Yeah.
watch, was so impactful to the person that I am today, because like I have friends and they grew up watching shows like Victorious or like
Uh-huh.
iCarly, and
Uh-huh.
like
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Nickelodeon,
Yeah,
Disney
yeah,
shows.
yeah,
And like,
yeah.
I don't know about you, I'm a PBS girl, because my parents didn't have
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
cable or wherever
Mhm,
you
mhm,
watch those
mhm,
shows
mhm,
on. And so I grew up watching PBS, and like I would grew up watching Bollywood films
mhm,
because my
mhm.
grandma would watch Bollywood
Yeah,
films. And
yeah.
like I don't know, sometimes I feel like I still feel like I'm so out of the loop with pop culture
Same,
because
same.
that's what I grew up watching.
Yeah.
I was singing Chenya Chenya when everyone else was,
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
Victorious and singing that song. So I don't know. I think I it still affects me, this like
Yes,
contrast
yes.
of
There's just so much thing that I think it comes like I think when you're a kid, like it just comes to you naturally, right? The people who grew up
yeah.
here, like that's like such time behind you that you have like
Yeah.
like now
Yeah.
it's like very when I just came to United States, it was very hard to relate to people because
Yeah.
so much as like high school kids, like what are we talking about? We're just talking about what we
Yeah.
watch. Like that's
Yeah,
like that
exactly. And
yeah,
there's
and
it's
that's like a
different.
core memory to be tied with people, and that's like just a missing
Yeah.
link since
Yeah.
we're from a different country.
100%. And
Yeah.
like I feel like more for you than for me cuz I feel like I was here
Yeah.
when,
Yeah.
I saw
Mhm.
Finding Nemo. I saw like,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
very American shows and
Uh-huh.
stuff,
Uh-huh.
maybe not all of them, but I don't know, I feel like for me thinking about coming to America at an older age, like when you came at 13,
Yeah, 13.
it I think the transition goes crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was crazy. It was
Yeah.
just so hard like and like I don't know at that age you just want to fit in so
Yeah,
much
which
like
makes it so much harder, you
yeah, so
know?
much harder. But I
Yeah.
guess it also worked out for me because I was interested in fitting so much, so I tried like to
Yeah.
get the accent right,
Oh
to
my
get everything
god.
right. Like, yeah, yeah, crazy.
And what was your most favorite part about growing up in Nepal? And what was your most favorite part about growing up or like spending your some of your childhood here?
Um, some of my childhood here, and then what did I enjoy growing up in Nepal?
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. Like the hostel life is it's special on its own way. Like
Mhm.
after I found my people and I don't know. It's like like the dorm experience you have in
Yeah.
college. Like, is that you have like your special group of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Um, like I don't know, like people are doing some stuff, but you have your own group like doing this another random stuff. Like you have your own
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like I mean, like I had this Didi who used to like sneak out and get food for
Oh
us, like get
my
momo
gosh.
chow mein, because like we barely get snacks. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like those are like very very memorable. Like I like ran out one day to my childhood friend. My childhood friend like lived very close in the same area where the dorm was.
Mm,
She lived very
mhm.
close to the school, so like
So she
I
didn't dorm.
yeah, she didn't
Oh,
dorm,
okay.
but she later on did the tuition thing where
Oh,
like
okay.
she just came for the tuition.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I don't know, there's like so many like thing that like stays with you.
Mhm.
Like I slept over at her place. Like I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
amazing.
yeah. So all of that. Um, and the second question was, what's the
Your
favorite
favorite
part?
childhood memory here?
I think like back in Nepal, like the study was just so hard for me. Like
Yeah,
I
I
was
felt
like
that.
after I moved to St. Mary's, like I was like struggling the whole time. Like I hated Nepali. Like I was like always borderline passing or failing
Mhm.
Nepali. Um, so like when I moved here, like the studies became so easy. Yo.
Yeah,
High school,
no.
it was like a breeze. Like
Mhm.
yeah, so it became like super easy. So that part I really like. Like oh, now I'm like one of the smartest people in the
Wait.
class. Like what happened here?
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that happened. Oh, I wanted to share this story since we're talking
Mhm.
about hostel. I was so bad at math.
So
Bad at math.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there is like this if you understand the formula, like I think the base is so important for math. And I was like not grabbing that in the classes.
Mhm.
And I have this teacher, Kritan sir. I'm like so thankful to this day that
Yeah.
he put the base for me, the foundation. And now math is like one of my favorite
Oh my
subjects.
god,
Like he like
really?
changed my life, yo.
The impact of teachers.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
impact of a good teacher is like
It's so
It's
important.
it is so
Raise
important.
teacher salaries.
Yes.
That's so amazing.
Yes.
Wait, how did he do that? Did he just like sit down and take the time to explain things to
It's so
you?
funny because he he's like a very stubborn type of or not, I'm not, I guess not stubborn, but he's just teaching me, right? But he goes like a louder, do this, and then I would like bawl out of my
Oh
eyes.
my god. I love how this is a story about her most inspiring teacher and she's talking about how she's
I
crying
would
her
go
eyes
to
out.
dinner tables like my eyes all red, and then
Oh
like,
my god. Wait,
you
so
know,
how come he was the teacher for you? How
yeah,
did that
I don't know why he gave so much attention to me. Like
mm,
I don't know, it's just I don't know. It was like maybe I don't know, God gifted.
wow.
But I hated at that time, but like coming out of that was like math became my favorite subject. Like I used to
That's
like
so
started
crazy.
enjoying. Yeah. But it was so funny that he would like say like Monday Palma once, so like people could understand like, oh, I was saying in English. It's okay. He would say like, oh, do this, and then I would like cry, and you're like, oh, I didn't even hit you. Why are you crying? And then he would hit me in my head. Like
Oh
that
my
was so crazy.
god. That is so wow. That is so
Yeah, and I would like double cry now.
oh my god.
Like,
Wait, so okay, so you went through all of this with your teacher and yet you're thankful for him.
yes, I am so thankful. I am so thankful.
He got it through to your brain. He
Yeah,
made you understand
like
math.
yeah, the foundations of math, like
Wow.
yeah, and then after that, math became like my one of my favorite
That's
subjects.
so crazy.
Yeah,
No. Oh
so
my
that's like one of
god.
my favorite memories of, and I don't know, it's like it's hostel life is fun. It's a
Mhm.
little bit traumatic and also fun.
Yeah, traumatic for the girl you were pulling her hair on with, like on the
Oh,
flight.
she was also pulling my hair
Oh
off.
my
Like it's
god.
yeah, but like so many nuances. Like there was like only Saturdays are like TV days, and there are
Oh
like
yeah.
20 people watching one small TV,
Oh
and
my
then
god.
the like I don't know, like the older sisters would get like the remote, and
Oh, so
we are just
they would
watching what they're
yeah.
watching. Like they
Oh
have
my
all the
god.
yeah, it's like so hierarchy
Yeah.
like in everything.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's hostel life for you.
Wow. That honestly sounds really fun. I can't lie. I at
Yeah.
a young age too, getting that experience.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think that's fun.
yeah, it is a unique experience. It is. It is.
Oh my gosh. Well, I didn't have that experience at all. Oh my gosh. Like when I think about my fondest memory or my favorite memory growing up in Nepal, it has a lot to do with just spending time outside
Mhm.
almost. Like I
Mhm.
think I remember my grandma's I guess you can say like backyard.
Uh-huh.
And she would grow like different kinds of vegetables and she had a garden and just like being outside and like running around as kids do. It was just so fun. And like
Yeah.
I was very into dogs when I was younger. Like I was obsessed. I was convinced I would be a veterinarian. And Nepal has so many stray dogs
Yes,
and it was
so
just
many
like
stray dogs.
I loved it. And I remember they would have puppies like on the streets,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they were so cute. And I remember when I was younger, this dog had just like a litter of puppies, and I was
Mhm.
just like,
Mhm. Mhm.
I just wanted to hug, the puppies, and it's just like stuff like that. Very much like just being out
Yeah.
and playing as a
Yeah.
kid in the streets is really fun.
Yeah.
Um, well, I didn't live in a hostel when I came to school in New York, but
It's not a thing
no,
here.
it isn't. I mean, I think
I
maybe
think
with
people
private
it's
schools, but
very rare.
I think
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just like commute
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
school, especially when you're young. But my favorite memory in my childhood here, I don't know. I think it would have to be very similar. Like I just really enjoyed playing outside, and I
Yeah.
feel like I
There's
don't
like,
know.
there's so many games that we used to play.
I
Like
know. Oh
it's
my
like,
god,
you
like
know those have you
tag.
played with the marbles? Like that's the
Oh,
thing.
what's that called?
Gota.
Oh wait.
We call it gota, but in
I
Newari you might say
I
something
don't. I
else.
think it's not the same game then,
Oh, okay.
because
You know the marbles? There's like five, and then you go that.
oh
Yeah.
yes, okay. I we call it well, isn't it Korean? We could say
I mean,
kungi.
you say kungi?
Well, it's not. Well, I don't. The thing is, I had a Korean friend who showed me that game,
Oh, okay,
and
okay, okay,
she
okay.
called it kungi, and it's like you have to like throw it up and then
Yeah, and
catch
then
the
there's like
bottom.
this.
Yeah,
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 yeah. We
yeah,
call
yeah.
it kungi. Oh my gosh, yes, we
Yes.
played that so much in middle
Yeah.
school. It was so
Yeah.
fun.
So that's like I guess it's like this Asian thing, I guess. But we
Yeah.
also used to have it, and we call it gotta, and just playing with marbles,
Mm.
basically. Yeah, and we used to
Oh.
like handpick them when we
Oh my
see like yeah on
god.
a construction site, like
Oh
we
my
find the
god.
best marbles to play gotta later
I
with.
love
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
Honestly, I feel like growing up, the games that I would play would be like street games, like tag. We'd
Yeah,
play a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
tag, and maybe that's the difference between,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah, we used to also play tag. I forgot the terms now. We used to play like hide and seek. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, the
tag,
classic.
hide and seek. Like it was just being a kid was so fun because
Yeah.
you
And do you
were
know we used to play like those like seven stone games? Like there's like
mm,
stone like stacked on top of each other, and then
no,
no, we used to play that on the ground. But I forgot the rules now, but I remember
no,
like yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember that.
And
Yeah.
badminton,
Oh my gosh,
kabaddi. Oh, there's like so
Batman.
many
Oh my god,
things.
Batman was so fun. See, being a kid was so fun. We took it for
Yeah,
granted for real,
it
honestly.
was.
No, that
Now I
yeah.
feel like everybody's just stuck in home with their
Don't
phones and
even
tablets.
have you heard of iPad kids? I just like I don't know. I think I it's yeah, technology has really
Mm-hmm.
infiltrated a lot of stuff, but it was fun. It was fun. I think we still have a child in us, our
Yes,
inner child
yes.
that
Yeah, I'm so glad we got to experience like I don't know, life before technology got overhand
yeah.
out of
Oh
hand.
my god. Oh
Yeah.
my god, wait. Okay, this is really random, but the other when was it? I think it was a few weeks ago. I was at the Apple store and I tried the new Apple like Vision Pro
Oh my
glass. Oh my god,
god.
girl.
How was that?
It was so okay, I think it's is revolutionary the right word? I don't know, but it's very like when I was trying it, it was so cool
Uh-huh.
because it really is a digital workspace. Like you can like
Mm-hmm.
drag your windows everywhere, whatever, and it's just like it's so like I don't know how to describe it. It's censored through your eyes,
Uh-huh.
and so like all you have to do is like tap your fingers like this to click on something, and all you like you it follows your eyes. So you just have to look at something and tap, and it will click it and open it, and it's so insane. It's really cool. Like I can't even lie. It's
Oh
really
my god,
cool.
I have
And
to go try it.
you do. And there is this feature where it's like an immersive photo experience. So you can
Uh-huh.
take your photo and it'll turn it 3D so that it looks like you're there. And it was great. It was funny because we were on doing the demo or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you could select photos from your own gallery. And so I chose the photos from Thanksgiving,
Uh-huh.
the ones that we took in front
Uh-huh.
of the Thanksgiving table, and it was so surreal because it
Uh-huh.
was 3D. So it like the table itself, the spread looked like you were in that room and
Oh my
you were
god, that's
looking. It
crazy.
was actually insane, and it was such an experience. And there is also part of the demo is a music video done by The Weekend where it's shot with the Apple Vision Pro's immersive experience. I forgot what it was called, but it's basically an immersive
Mm-hmm.
experience feature. And when you're watching the music video, it feels like you're there. You're in the video, and you're in the video, and it's 360, so you can literally turn your head and
Oh
you're
my
in that
god.
space. And I was thinking about it, and it's cool. It definitely is cool, but I think
Do you like I don't know how long you wore that thing,
it
but
was
do you feel that presence all the time like of that heavy like
I
the
mean, you definitely feel it.
yeah.
You definitely feel it, but it comes to show how fast we're
Yeah.
progressing. And it's I don't know. We can get into the topic of technology on another episode because I
Yeah.
feel like this is a lot, but just it was an
Yeah.
experience. I think you should try it out, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest, because I think
I
it's
should
something that
definitely.
like
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
you try it out,
Yeah.
you really
Yeah,
feel
the
it.
extent of technology where it has
It's
come to.
yeah, yeah, and the person who was giving the demo, she was telling me that she herself purchased it because
Mhm.
she bought it because a lot of her family is in a different country, so she likes to go through her photos and like feel like she's there with her family, which honestly is very wholesome.
It
So
is.
I don't know. I feel like it's good and bad, but once again,
Yeah. It
that's for
also
another episode.
creeps gives me a creep like a
Yeah,
little.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah, it's very unnatural yet.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But transitions to America, what a time. What a time. Like, I don't know. I feel like for me it was it was easy, but I think growing up now,
Mhm.
I'm beginning to realize a lot of subconscious things that I do
Mhm.
and the ways that I think that are so impacted by my culture.
Mhm.
and I think a lot of it has to do with the way I was raised, because I came here when I was 2, but my parents came here when they were like in their 30s, so they their entire lives they grew up in Nepal, and so I
Mm-hmm,
think they
mm-hmm.
carried that on into America, and they carried that onto the way they raised my sister and I,
Yeah.
obviously. And so I don't know, I think there's a lot of layers for me, at least.
Yeah.
I may not have directly grown up there my entire childhood, but
Mm-hmm.
there's the
Yeah, there's still
parts.
your mom and dad has I don't know, put into you that, yeah,
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 instilled
all the
100%.
teachings of like, yeah, yeah, yeah,
100%. And I
yeah.
think, yeah, I think it has definitely impacted who I am. Like, I'm very conscious about what other
Yes,
people think
yes,
of me. And I think, I
yes.
don't know if you mentioned this in the last episode, but Richa and I were talking about how people's perception of us is so important in
Yeah,
Nepalese
yeah,
culture, and
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
need to always make sure that we're
Mm-hmm,
thought of in a good
mm-hmm.
way. And I
Yeah,
think that's so limiting. And I think that
yeah.
has limited, I don't know, I'm pretty sure you can relate. Like, it's definitely limited me in the ways that I've done, or I've
Yeah,
moved on through
especially
life.
like I think transitioning into American society is like so different. It's more individualistic society,
Yes,
and it's
100%.
yeah,
People really
it's
just
like
care about
throwing
themselves.
in throwing like Nepal is more community
Mm-hmm.
based, and it's all about what like my
Yeah.
uncle thinks, and my like I have to be good to everybody. I
Yeah.
have to be
Yeah.
this good person in this part of community, and I have to be concerned about everybody who's
Yeah.
around me. And I think when you come to America, it's more about, oh, what do you
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
or what do you want to do,
Yeah.
like,
It's
yeah, it's
yeah.
your life, like how do
And
you want to
yeah.
steer your life.
Oh my gosh,
And
yes.
like I don't know, in Nepal, like you're not really thinking about that. You're thinking about, oh, how do I sound polite so that my friend is not gonna
Mm-hmm.
hate me. Yeah,
Yeah.
so this
And
aunt is gonna like me, like, so
yeah.
it's like very outward focused.
Uh-huh.
And then when you come to United States, it's like, now, okay, like
Yeah.
it feels very weird, like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I've never thought about this, like, what,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you know what? I think there are good and bad sides to both. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
think something that's lacking from American culture is this feeling of community. I think
Yes.
everyone's really just
Mm-hmm.
out there for themselves,
Yeah.
and they're okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, with Nepalese culture, it's limiting because you keep constantly thinking about, okay, everybody else, everyone around you. You don't get time to sit down and think, okay, what do you want for
Yeah,
yourself?
yeah.
And I feel like me growing up in America, where I was surrounded by this culture where everyone is, okay, I don't want to say the word self-centered because I feel like that's not that's such a bad way to put it, but like low key, I think it has helped me think more about what I want in life compared to my older sister,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
who did grow up surrounded by family,
Mm-hmm.
where she constantly had to
Yeah.
people please,
Yeah.
not for
Yeah,
nothing,
that is the
but
term, guys.
that's,
People
yeah.
please.
And so I can recognize that, and yeah, I think it's both good and bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do love the community part of
Yeah.
like being Nepali, but I think a happy balance of both is the way to go.
Hmm.
And I guess we're we're going towards that.
Yeah, I think I feel like was there a moment in your life where you realized, like, wait a minute, like, I that culture difference, where you
Hmm.
started to think more of yourself and
Hmm.
like what you want, and then you know what I'm where I'm
Yeah, I think it came so late. I think it
yeah.
was like when I was like almost done with college or something. Yeah, it
Really?
came so late to me. Like people pleasing was like, I don't know, that was so ingrained in me that it
Mhm.
took me some time to realize. Like I think it I it okay, I think after reading books and
Mhm.
like self-help books, like I think that like slowly came to me, and also like going through a big breakup, like that was
Mhm.
like one of the thing that like I think that people pleasing, like, okay, I'm like doing so much for this guy, but this guy is not doing nothing for me.
Ah,
And like like do I really want this? Like I don't
yeah.
know, like what do I actually want?
Yes, and that's such an important
Yeah.
question. And that is such an important question.
Like
I
I
agree.
guess, yeah, like going to college, like making those decisions and
Mhm.
just being unsure about things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I think for me it was I think it was when I was going to college,
Mhm.
and like even throughout high school, I think it was that was when it started, because to me, I knew I wanted to go to I wanted to go to college out of the city. I
Uh-huh.
wanted to
Yeah,
dorm. I wanted
yeah.
to get that full college experience. And my parents, my mom specifically, she was like, "No, you're not going to do that. You're going to stay home with me. You're going to stay home with your family." Once again, the theme of family,
Yeah,
always being there for
yeah,
your family.
yeah.
And I think when you live and you grow up in a culture that is community based, these are sacrifices that you genuinely consider,
Mm-hmm.
because family is a big thing in Nepal. Like
Yeah, it is.
it's
It
very, very
is.
big. It's like respecting your family is like number one top priority to be a good daughter or son,
Yeah, yeah.
but I think that was when I was like, no, I want this, and
Mm-hmm.
this is what I'm going to go after. And I think that space that college set for me when I was
Mm-hmm.
dorming, between my family and I, that's when I really was like, okay, what do I want now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, I feel like,
You had that space to think about
yeah, there
yourself.
is a form of independence that resulted from that,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mm-hmm.
think, dorming, like, I mean, you know how
Yeah.
you experienced dorming much younger than I did, so
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it
Yeah.
definitely offers an experience that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
think that was for me, and then ever since then it's been, I don't know.
I,
It's
it's a
interesting.
journey. It's
It
a journey.
is.
Like it's not easy as like okay
Oh,
now,
yeah, it's
yeah,
not. Because
like
then, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but like, you have your family accusing you of being selfish, and it's like, I'm
yeah,
not
the guilt
trying to
trip.
be.
Yeah,
It's just,
yeah.
this is what I need for my growth right now.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they don't understand it, because they you
Yeah,
know how
yeah. They grew up in a
yeah.
different way. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you
That's us. It's like I don't know, living with
yeah.
Nepali parents, dealing with
Yeah.
them, dealing with ourselves,
Yeah. And I
the
think
current
what
situations.
it's
Yeah,
interesting, because it's like, to them, we actually never grow up. Like,
yeah,
we are
yeah.
always,
Their
and I'm
baby.
pretty sure, parents around can relate, when they're your child, like,
Uh huh.
will always be your baby.
Mhm. Mhm.
But living as
Yeah.
living as a daughter, as someone who like still lives with her family, like, I think, to them, like to my mom, I'm still like
Yeah.
10,
Yeah.
and she
Yeah.
still needs to take care of me. And it's like,
Yeah.
actually, I'm like a grown adult now. So if I want to stay out late, I'm responsible enough to do it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like going to college. Like I think my parents they didn't go. They didn't go to college, so it's like
Hmm.
I feel like our parents were such in survival mode. They didn't get to
Yes,
live
that's a
their
good
life,
way to
and
put it.
I think their way of living life is looking at us and how we live our life. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think we, like, once again, I think I mentioned in the previous episode, like, there's so many privileges that America provides,
Mhm.
amidst all its flaws. I think it does provide us with very, like, certain privileges, and I think they didn't experience that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So to them, it's difficult to let their child make decisions. To, like, even something as simple as going out with their friends late at
Mhm.
night.
Mhm.
Like, I think, I don't know. I feel like you're right. You're right. They were on survival mode a lot of their lives, and they have like scarcity mindset and all of
Uh-huh.
that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And
That's another battle to deal with.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I like struggle with that too. I mean, it's ingrained in
yeah,
us. Like
yeah. It's
always like
hard.
fear-based decisions. Like,
Oh
what
my
if this
gosh,
happens? What if that
yes.
happens?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not good.
it's not good. Yeah,
But it's
whatever.
something that it's gonna take a lot of. I think it's
Yeah,
one of those things. It's gonna take a lot of time
yeah. It's gonna
and
take a lot of
practice to
time, but at
outgrow.
least we're aware of it, and
Yeah,
yeah,
self awareness is
is
the first
first
step
step.
to
Yes.
growth.
Yep. Yep. I guess like that was our like I don't know wrap up question. I just want
Wrap up question.
that
Wait,
was so
no,
random,
wait.
but
Our wrap up question. Three top things.
top three things. What do we
Top
want
three
to do
things.
this week? Something that comes to your
Top
mind.
three. What were your top three moments this week?
Oh, top three moments this week.
Yes. I need to
It
rack my brain for
definitely
this.
has to be the improv show that's coming up, right?
Oh
So
my gosh,
prepping for
yes.
that. So and this podcast, like this is so big.
I know.
Yeah, podcast, improv, and it's not about me, but like it's end of the year, and in jiu-jitsu a lot of my friends are getting promoted, like they're getting belts.
Congrats to
Like yeah,
them.
like a lot of my friends they got white to blue belts. So
Okay, love
so
that.
so happy for them.
Oh,
So
that's so
yeah.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love that.
So those are like I think top three
Oh
moments for
my
me.
god, I
What
love
about
that.
you?
Um, celebrated my parents' anniversary. 30
Ah,
years.
amazing.
Went to dinner, Chinese buffet, loved it.
Mhm.
That's number one. Number two, podcast 100%. This was a long time in planning, so
Uh-huh,
it's nice that
yes.
we're getting this started. And three, gosh, I don't know. It's just been a good week, guys. Like I honestly, it's just been a really good week.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
think she's
really
looking forward to her break now.
oh
Like,
100, oh my gosh,
yeah, Christmas is
100%.
around the
Christmas
corner.
around the corner. Oh yeah, Christmas shopping. I went Christmas shopping. That was fun.
Yay!
Yes.
Yay, yay,
But
yay.
yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the
Yes.
second episode of Casual Kura,
Yes.
and we'll see you in the next
Yeah.
one.
See you on the next one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.